Hello and welcome back once again. I'm Hambbage and this is Hardcore Vanilla Minecraft in the slow cooker world. Want to dive right back in again and get this slide out of the way. We don't want to risk further incidents. Oh, let's acknowledge our dear friends to the north in Canada. Oh, Canada. Love Canada. Haven't been back in a while. It's been a long time. I was probably I don't know, like '05, '06, something like that. No, probably like maybe '04 or '05. I spent a long time up in Markham, Canada, which is a kind of suburb outlying area around Toronto in Ontario, and was there for work for a better part of a month, which at that age for me was awesome. Just so great. And I'm not trying to make light of that, but there are a lot of people, that are traveling for work, 90-80% of the time, and it's a huge drag, and I get that. A lot of people thrive on it, though. The kind of road warrior, typically sales type people, that kind of stuff. They want to get out, shake the hands of their customers, maintain those relationships, and that's all stuff that we haven't been able to do much with the pandemic recently. So certainly can appreciate that part of travel. But when you're I don't want to get into a whole, the other day when we were rolling villager stuff, I spent a lot of time talking about, attitude in the workplace and interviews and all that kind of stuff, how you can manage customers. I think that's fun stuff to talk about, but we've hit it pretty hard here recently. So rather than going into all that depth, but I will say, if you're young and, you don't particularly have to be single. I'm not saying this in like a seedy way, but single helps, if you're not leaving somebody behind for a month, right? But if you're at that right age where you don't have kids, don't have family, don't have stuff right around you, and are at that, that kind of age where, yeah, work is important. You're getting ahead, you're doing well, but you're moving forward and moving through things. So, you're kind of, I don't mean to say this insultingly, but you're kind of disposable in a career sense, right? You're in a job you're not going to work in for years, and I've talked about that a little bit. Starting and being clear about what your goals are and where you want to end up. So, yeah, if you're in one of those type things where you're looking for opportunity, you're looking for ways to show that you're dependable and valuable and all that, and if an opportunity comes up where, say, a new office is getting started up or something, a lot of times they'll need people to go and kind of help establish that. Or maybe it's covering, for someone who does a job that you do, but they're going to be away, or they left, or, maternity leave, whatever the case may be. There's a longer than just, 3 days in the middle of a business week, in and out business trip, something that's a little more extended, where you have to stay in a different city, and the beautiful part is, and again, for me, this was just after the 2000 market correction, but before 2008, and, things have changed certainly to some degree, but usually, no matter what, your work will put you up. They'll give you a meal allowance, and certainly pay for your travel. I mean, it's a business trip, right? And that's a good opportunity for you to learn to keep records. Keep your receipts, file expense reports, all that kind of stuff. So good opportunities there. But it's just a great way to see a different place. And for me, I've done a little bit of travel here and there along the way. I've never been primarily a business traveler, but I've done a few trips. Ironically, more, I think, out of country. As I told you guys, I once got an opportunity to go to the Bahamas on kind of like a reward trip. That was wonderful, and definitely, as I said, that was right after September 11th, 2001, right over the holiday season of that year. So, kind of, a long time ago now, but certainly, before the 2008, when everybody used kind of an excuse to cut back on in-work perk kind of stuff. So that was a fun opportunity I wouldn't expect to have necessarily again. And then I did this extended work in Canada. So most of my days of business travel certainly have been out of country. And yeah, I've done a few of those shorter, kind of like a part of a week or a midweek trip in my more recent jobs, and those have been good too. But those, when you're in the U.S. anyway, and it can certainly vary. You can be in cool places. For me, my domestic travel in the U.S. has been a little less exotic. Kind of up and down the center of the country in hardworking cities, not much different than my own, and really enjoy those opportunities. If you get those, definitely, as you're doing them, try to do a good job. Know that you're representing more than just yourself. It's not a pleasure trip. You're there to do a job. Anything else that comes along the way is just a bonus. But thank whoever has given you that opportunity or assignment when you're new. If you're new to it, if you've been traveling for 15 years for your company, don't just turn around and tell your boss, hey, I haven't said it in a while. I really wanted to tell you thanks for the opportunity to do the circuit of the northeast region of the upper Pennsylvania sales area or whatever. You guys know what I mean. But if you're new, and you haven't traveled a lot before for work, you're a few years into your whatever your career may be, you're bouncing around, and you have a manager or a boss or somebody requests that you give that a shot. First of all, let them know that you appreciate that opportunity. Then, the best thing I can tell you from having traveled myself and having been a travel approver, don't be the person that on your first opportunity is trying to, nickel and dime the company back on your expense report. It's kind of, this is, as far as I know, this is an American football expression, but it certainly applies universally, and it may well, whoever I heard it from as a kid, as a star athlete, maybe Jerry Rice. I don't know. He was a wide receiver for San Francisco for a long time, and one of the very elite players in the late 80s through the 90s kind of time frame, I think. But Jerry Rice, I think, was, and if I'm misattributing this, and any of those people actually hear this, I apologize. I don't mean to, but I attributed it to Jerry Rice throughout my life after I'd heard it, and I have always kind of thought, yeah, that's the way to conduct yourself. And that was, if you get in the end zone, act like you've been there before, even if it's your first time. Don't go celebrating around like it's the best thing in the world. Go in there, yeah, you can, spike the ball or whatever and be happy that you scored a touchdown, but don't go acting like a fool, right? Act like you expect to get there and you expect to be back, and that is something that your coaches and your teammates will pick up on. That, yeah, this isn't like amazing that I scored a touchdown. What's amazing is that we haven't gotten 5 of them yet in this game, so let's keep going. That kind of attitude. But when you're thinking business travel, act like you've been there before, even if you haven't. You'll get an opportunity, and there should be... one second, excuse me. I hope I got the mic out of the way of that. There'll be some kind of company guidelines on travel. They'll tell you, you are responsible for your own breakfast, but you can put, and it'll depend on cities and company and everything else, but you can put $10 towards lunch and $25 towards dinner every day. And there may be other things that are allowed or not allowed, whether you're entertaining clients and those kind of things. You typically wouldn't be doing that on a first trip, or if you are going on a client trip, usually you'll have somebody more senior, right? And whoever's the most senior person kind of on that trip, right, or that delegation, that's the person that usually does, the expensing if it's group meals and stuff like that. Because the company would want those to all go together. It just makes the accounting easier. They don't want to have to process 18 different checks on a single dinner when it's all people from the company, right? Just do it on one. It's just easier. It's like splitting tabs at a restaurant. Yeah, sometimes it makes a lot of sense for everybody to just kind of pay their own, but it's also kind of one of those deals where if it's among your really good friends, just for the simplicity, you kind of take turns, right? Hey, if I get this dinner, we're going to be going out next week too. That person will get me back, and we're not going to go for surf and turf at a 5-star restaurant one time and McDonald's the next. We're going to, be consistent. So again, in terms of travel, understand what the rules are first, so that you don't, saying that you're unaware or we're unaware is one of the worst. Our bees may be getting to us. This is it's getting a little chunky. It may also be my system, though. We've definitely. I was surprised. While I was taking my little break between the episodes, I started up the load of our previous recording, and as I'd said, the episode got away from me, and we went about it was 2 hours and 16 minutes when I stopped playing and went, this went a lot longer. And to be fair, it had been an hour and 20 minutes, I think, the time that I'd checked before, and I was like, we got lots of time. And then we spent like 2 more nights fighting mobs, and yeah, that can happen. I apologize, but it's not an act. I do really enjoy this game, and I like it when you start getting into different, eventually just farming mobs every night can get just as tedious as rolling villagers to try to get trades. And that's why I try, to most extents, we try to mix up some building, some adventuring, try to keep things fresh a little bit. But in the case of the villagers, I'm not pretending that, it's some things it's best to just buckle down and get done. So anyway, the laptop, whatever the fan noise and the bog down there, it's either the bees in this particular area are getting to be too overwhelming, or the laptop is chewing on stuff. And when I started the upload of the previous play session, it'll be episode 34, I was surprised. As I just kind of got it going and then switched to back to the game, and this session, I'm just checking slides, checking time. We're 13 minutes. Yeah, it's. See, like I'm trying to pop up here. I think we may have reached our limit on bees, maybe, but they haven't. They haven't been bad up until now. Oh, we were gonna get the carrots and the potatoes too, though. But this is no good, man. I can't go back and through here. So 2 things. One, I thought, hey, maybe I should reboot. Then I was like, no, it's been good. I'm just gonna start loading and go. We hadn't had any real issues while we were playing earlier, so why not? But then it also. See if we go outside there. I don't know. That's weird. Anyway, we'll figure it out. But when I started my upload today, the upload, and then it was just starting up the thing, I looked down and it said, estimated time to completion 3 hours. And that's way lower than anything I've seen previously. as I've said, most everything has been right at about or under a minute, a direct correlation of it takes the playtime length to load, and it's just been real consistent. Well, today, it was a 2 hour and 15 minute, a little bit longer by the time I'd said goodbye. It was probably another minute, so still under 2 hour and 20 minute video, and they were adding an extra 40 minutes to get that fully loaded. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just, some kind of congestion on my internet provider's network today, but usually I would think weekdays are, well, very strange. Weekdays are going to be more streamlined than weekends, and that didn't seem to be the case. So I don't know if that's something I gotta watch. I mean, is that a thing? Does YouTube kind of, hey, this person has has loaded, I don't know how many gigs of stuff over the last couple weeks. Is that something we want to throttle back on our end, or is it is it something where they're kind of working towards a more premium service, right? Like, oh yeah, we'll get you started at a fast upload speed on our end, but eventually, when and I've got 35 almost. This is probably episode 35 right now, I think. Not certain. Don't hold me to that, but they're seeing a certain amount of content on the Hambbage account, or they're just noting that there's been a lot of upload traffic, whatever that may be. It's definitely, hopefully not hopefully it's a one-time deal, right? And next time I load one, or next day or whatever, it's gone and done and forgotten, and we're back to all the way up to 25. Good job, guys. Now I think we've just got a few more little odds and ends here. Well, we still need a carrot guy. Well, let's just grab whatever we got. We'll come back in, and then we can just reload our leftovers. Wheat, not enough. Potatoes, got one more. Pumpkins, one more. Two. Oh, he doesn't want those. All right, well, next. Come on, next. Hey. Carrot guy. We definitely need carrot guy. One more? Oh, a few more. Alright. We just need one more melon friend. I think everything... well, it's nighttime anyway. So, okay. I can take the hint. You guys settle in. Sweet dreams, all that. We'll be happy we've rebuilt a little bit more of our emerald supply. That's equally good. It gotten pretty low. And let's go ahead and sleep. Ooh, should we do just for old time's sake? I'd like to keep that habit. Oh, wait. We need 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't forget to replant them. Yeah. Alright, now into bed. So, well, yeah, I don't think... I think we kind of got to the end of that. I hope... I really hope, I hope it's something on my end or just in passing. I mean, maybe bad weather, right? A lot of extra people are around. It's, as far as I know, Memorial Day holiday is up the end of this month, but not anytime soon. So I can't think of a reason why kids would be using more internet or anything like that. Just weird. Typically, I would think that this would be a pretty good time to upload. But we'll see. We'll see if it's adjusted by the time I get back. Maybe it was just slow at the start and it could go. But I don't know of anything particularly heavy running around here that would be tying that up. So wait and see. Okay, now we finish the boots. Why do you got a crackle like that? I heard that crackle. Oh, this is so good. Alright, so we talked, and I think, oh, now we need a new anvil. That did pretty well for us, though, honestly. I mean, we got all this stuff enchanted up before, and I didn't really notice. Did it show any signs of wear before it gave up? So again, I'm not. Some of these I think are pretty familiar. Anvils are just you got to make 3 blocks for the top, and then the standout iron as well. Definitely choose a few of those, but we should be well set, for tools and things now. So we have 5. We might as well look, and again, this is, these are all just extras. These are our bows, an extra helmet eventually, some trident stuff. But these will be our tools, and of course the next one we'll want to make is another diamond pick. At the moment, we don't even have enough diamonds, so that's a step that we need to take. And this is just a price check. I know it's going to be more than we've got. 13, so we can watch and come back when we get that one. And from there, we may want to build up. And if we're, even if we're building more picks, try to roll a few books or something, if we can get back up over 30 to see if we can get an efficiency 4. That would really help us in terms of levels and kind of knocking out one. I think if we rolled an efficiency 4 pick, even if it didn't have anything else, if it was just that, we could fill everything else in for under the remaining 30 levels. I think, maybe not, but that's it. So where are we at now? This is our Silk Touch. I think next up is going to be the long-awaited Redemption Song. Redemption Song a song? Is that Bob Marley? Now, where do we want to put this? Back underneath ourselves? Maybe kick it back further this way? So many choices. Let's go. Well, if we keep up with our machines, we may go that way. Let's go back one here. And I don't know. It's because we've done so little down here. I really don't know what I want to do. I don't want to overly trash this one pick that we have, but we need at least a bit of space, and I don't just want to have it in a bad spot. We kind of know which way we want to expand out, and this would be tucked into the corner. Right, because our fields, our fields are pretty much right that way after having come down the stairs. So everything out there can be, but we can tuck right into the corner, and then storage along, kick all that out until we have a full run for diamond. Well, yeah, any fortune work. Try to knock this out as quickly as we can. And, I should probably be using an iron axe instead, just for the conservation of the XP and needing our Silk Touch axe until we get a few more diamonds. But all that being said, I'd rather prolong more mining. I've done a lot of that. Oh, man. Oh, I hope we don't have to end up like cutting short or something just because this is clunky. And I mean, the worst thing is, I wouldn't particularly mind rebooting, but to my knowledge, once started, there's no way for me to restart that YouTube upload. So I gotta just, even if I stop, I've got to just wait it out until it's done its thing. Then I could reboot if I think it's the laptop. I don't know that it is, and I'm hoping I'm hoping we've seen a bit of this kind of behavior before, where it's just a system maintenance type process or something like that can be running. So what do we? Let's take what we do have. Oh, come on. I don't know if any of this is really even going to help. I want to try. I think if it will. But certainly not wild about enduring whatever this lag is, though. So, here's what we need to do. We need to slaughter. And I don't think our chickens are completely to blame, but we need them the least of anything. So they go first. And we'll leave just a couple. I mean, by the time we get around to the end, I'm sure it's almost night. It's always the way it goes. Maybe we'll use the axe as a guide. When we've used a whole axe on chickens, that's maybe the remaining chickens, depending on how many are left. And then we can, we'll have eggs as a result. So we can still make some new baby chicks, but we're looking to trim this herd down. So I'm not going to feed them. Keep just enough so it's easy to swell their numbers if we suddenly find that we want more feathers or chicken meat or anything like that. But aside from the XP that we're getting right now, that's about it. And very soon here, we're going to have better sources of XP. So just come on. We're getting close. We'll keep 4. 4 is always kind of the deal. The only difference this time being that I didn't feed them before. And granted, that's costing us a bunch in terms of potential XP, but well worth it when you consider that, we're mainly trying to just clear entities, right? We just want fewer things going on and being processed by the system around the farm. Again, this could totally just be my laptop in the background. It hadn't been an issue up to that point. I don't know that it is. I don't know why, but I was definitely feeling a little sluggish and not being able to just, okay, sorry, quick episode and then we'll start back over again after I reboot. That means a unplanned break right now, and I don't have quite the same flexibility to just regroup from that. So it is what it is, but as you can see, we're good on chicken type thingies. So, and we're back up to 11 levels. It's great. Anybody remember? I think it was more than that. I think it was like 13 or something we need for the sweeping edge. That was a deal. So we'll see. Maybe that helps us a little bit. Maybe between that and some other thing. We didn't really need the crafting table here. But, hey, we got one. All right. So back down we go. Hey, Salty. We'll see if we get bogged again. Now, entirely familiar for those of you who are watching in World 2. But we'll go right here. 2, 2, and then we'll just need, let's see, go make and harvest a bit more obsidian over here. What was that? I still, every time, oh, you kidding me? Oh, man. Hey, I know what we should do. We should get rid of the bucket of water that we've been carrying the whole game. Just right now, right when we're going to need it. That was a different time. That was when we were still harvesting crops and trying to move. Water. Definitely don't need to spawn more phantoms at the moment. We did a lot of night combat last episode. Let's top those off. Should we? Well, we'll come back up and gear up after. You guys, everybody kind of knows what's building here. If you don't enjoy the ride, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I think most everyone knows what we're building to, and if we can get it done quickly enough, we'll hopefully spend some good time today doing. But so we're just gonna, this is all long-term, very good stuff. We want to punch through all these because this, becomes that length of our underground space that can be used to gather or to lay out any of our ores, like that coal, and then harvest it back up with fortune, or break it open with fortune. So we'll lose a stone there, but that's okay. Now, right out the middle. If we can, we'll avoid completely dumping the bucket because I'd like to just keep the torches in place. At some point in here, we gotta deal with whatever's in this cave too. Can I just do that? I mean, it has been so much skelly noise. Yeah, that'll get us. Not long a turn. This isn't a crate. Oh, oh well. Hello, friends. Yeah, we. Oh no. No. Okay, we know where the middle is. That's something. Anybody who didn't know the significance of that cobble does now, I hope. Our first non-cave spider spawner, I think. So maybe, fingers crossed. Here's the perfect, and I hate to even say it in case the mic is like feeding information back to Minecraft World Headquarters, and reporting on my needs and wants, so they can try to restrict that. But this. Of course. just know that you're gonna make me want to use more of this pick. Kind of glad. Okay. As I said, that. Let's go over to this side then. Don't force stuff when you have an option. And that lava, I don't know anything about that lava, but I know it. We're still not clear. We should be near an edge, right? Yeah. Okay. That lava could burn the chests. There's just no reason to come up in that side of it and risk losing what we had. And that was a good reminder. I'm not going to even tell you guys what I would ideally like to get out of this thing. Because why? It's silly. It's kind of a weird sound effect, right? Do it. Like, what is that? Is that maybe just the sound of a skeleton spawner? Come on, again? Kind of my fault. Why did I expect anything different when I just worked my way around to the same side that I had tunneled up underneath? Okay, now here. Ooh. Oh, see, this is why I didn't want to mess with it, and I think that's the safe way to manage. Saw me. Any other? I'm much more concerned about the lava than any. Okay, so no lava. Now they're gonna kind of wreck each other, which is good. So we'll let them kind of dissipate. Okay, now, everybody. That went well, I think. So we'll keep this. Again, I didn't want to risk any damage to this structure. So we only got one chest. That may have been an illusion. I mean, sometimes they just spawn. They can spawn with no chests at all. That at least is awesome. That's s'mores. And then we have feed for the bone meal machine and bones for the bone meal machine. So very thin. Wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. I was gonna say, man, it would be really great if we got 2 diamonds in the chest, even without. Oh man! Oh, didn't go as well. Dump a bucket of water in your little corner. Okay, so. Everything there's good. We're going to try to save that. In fact, we'll maybe use this as our actual obsidian because it's up high. And it's a bit of a threat to our area. Now we do want to peek where we can, see what more we're opening up. There's more back that way. But hopefully, as you guys saw, I didn't really take the time to elaborate on it while I was in the midst, but that shows how you can really manage lava pretty well here in the overworld. Just with cobblestone, it's not it's not a huge concern. It's a concern. It should be. And that's why I moved around to the other side. I knew, hey, if you break this, lava can roll in. I think that the spawner itself won't burn, but the chests and everything would. And yeah, that would help clear out the mobs. But frankly, this one is not high enough up to drop anything. We could, use water and spawn a bunch, but just push them into a corner and chop them. But, yeah, we'll get our farms going here in a bit. For now, I want to work my way around and see what's in this cave. At least, the very least, we'll have less noise. So I'm glad I stuck my head up to see what they had going on. Get some water. It's another creeper. Lots of creepers. Like a dozen creepers. Come on. I kind of like this zigzag in case it's needed, just to get us back out, because it still sounds like there's plenty going on in this this little area. And as we've, oh come on, don't be huge. This is my base we're talking about. Oh man, two Endermen. We already got all our Ender pearls, but now it's gonna full on. Now that we've kind of gotten after them, we'll get loads of Endermen now. I hear you coming. I don't know if he can. Oh. I don't know that we really need this, but until we have a few spare bows, we might as well merge those up. Let's go see if we can get this guy. I think no, he won't finish us out in the cave. But so nice to not have to cubby our way out of it. Man. Exactly what I don't want to have to deal with when I'm just trying to get to the nether, guys. You and your moon boots. You guys remember moon boots? Are they still called moon boots, or are they just like Uggs? Yeah, Uggs aren't really moon boots, but when I was a kid, man, your moon boots, they were where it's at. Just look. You start hearing some feet and all that. There he is. When you begin to get more experience and our levels, expect that you've got enchanted armor and all that. The game's gonna adjust. It's not just gonna let you cakewalk through everything, and we pretty well cakewalked in the desert. So start preparing yourself that every time you turn around, until you've cleared a whole area, you're gonna get just waves of mobs, especially if there's things that would have once, and I don't know if this is underwater stuff or not, but this is not how I like to approach these, even with enchanted stuff. Just peering your way up into a massive, like, shelves of a ravine kind of stuff. that's not ideal. And they'll just load up the bats, so expect a few extra shots needed for each of these mobs to clear out. I don't even. Don't even. Now, is this more of the same up there? Let's see if we can pop through there first. All of this is probably a really bad idea, but keep checking. Head on a swivel time. More creepers. More creepers. There you are. I was looking up and I was like, oh man, that's a hole. Why? Why? I didn't do that. I don't know why you're maybe falling into some lava, cooking. Okay. Well, it's good to have one corner done. How about we don't plan on actually making it? Let me check the time, actually. Okay, still very good on time, but I think by the time we've dealt with all this, we gotta go, like, empty our pack just to clear it out. Poor S'more is gonna have to wait on his name until we've... That's good. Until we've fully gotten what enchants we have clear. That's bigger, more fun to be had for sure up above our heads, but at least for a minute is better. Oh man. Seriously? Seriously? Are you even kidding me? Very free with the torches at the moment. One back there, maybe one there. Ooh. That's the sound. That's the sound right there. You don't like that creeper sound. That means they just settled from somewhere up high. And could make things very uncomfortable. So what do we want to do now? Let's curve around this corner. That worked out. Again, anything that doesn't just have a drop exposed is a great way to kind of circle around and, keep, if you can, quick get up high torches that'll at least get the lower ledges cleared out. That doesn't look great. We don't know what's down here. If that had been a deep hole, we might have been in trouble. Now, will this circle... Oh, wasn't exactly where I wanted that. Will that circle up onto that? It will. Good there. So a little caving, a little more caving. We did caving earlier today too, but in the last episode. I know I should probably try to just keep episodes as episodes and not be so session oriented. But that's tough for me. I mean, I think you guys deserve to know. All right, this is a continuation, same project, same things are current in Hambage's mind as in the last episode, or it's been a couple days, so will he be able to remember what he said he was working on, or will we just be starting from scratch? I think that's worthy stuff to be in the know on. Um, but I'm sure open to debate. Now, it's like reverse vertigo. It's like looking off, looking off a cliff, and looking down as if you're looking up. Like, where's the death? Where is the death that's coming for me? Now, how far back? Okay, so this is kind of the edge. So maybe we can kind of stairway up over here. Get up to that level. What do you guys think? This is crazy. Ooh, well, would have been nice to maybe keep a cap on. And I'm much more down with explorations when I have even that much lip. That means if a creeper drops, he's got to go all the way down. He may still blow up. It may get exciting, but he's not going to be right on my head when he does it. That's a help. That's going to clean up a lot of that mess down there. Get another good opportunity to show when speed, when you're trying to get the lights up, when using just stones to speed up your route around. Helps. Never forget you can cut corners that they can't. Now, I know that doesn't really help keep anything above us in check, but it's a start here. Maybe a little chopping is in order. Just following the impulses. Which style do I want right here? Let's get torch up. Yeah, no apparent ocean above us. Oh, that was very nice and gentle. Shouldn't have been. I didn't deserve it. Like, oh, we're going off. We're going up. No, just kind of stepping our way down. One more up. As we can reach. Now, there's lots of potential trouble way up there. Some of that's going just off into the darkness, but when you get up, I'm not saying, hey, safe, don't worry about it, but when you do get up, way up to some of those holes, they're not going to necessarily see you any more than you'll see them, because they won't be looking down into the depths. Take that, friend, that came out of nowhere. Oh yeah, we haven't done any of this yet. Okay, let's now that the water's gone. That's me. I may be overhyping this quite a bit. Yeah, that didn't go anywhere. All right, well, good. Okay, well that puts us in good shape. Let's go back again. This is all inadvertently building out of. We just need to farm some obsidian, but we heard Skellies wanted to check. Let's just go ahead and get some of the rest of this so we can use what torches remain for light in here. More in the middle. That's where we'll go. We'll need more light as we break those. This is our way down. One more torch to keep us safe, and we're back to home. And yeah, because that connects so close here. Now they're not gonna get loose and just suddenly decide to assault all the way up the stairs into our tower. It's not like that. But when you have a ravine or something like that that's that close, we also just cleared a whole bunch of chickens to try to minimize lag. Let's not undo that by now revealing where a whole bunch of mobs are spawning naturally. So, I don't know. We got some kind of mossy. That's good. No granite, but some gravel. We'll drop this in here with that. Kind of process those in a batch now. Boom, boom, boom. I'll tell S'mores that we got his name tag, but we're not going to use it until we get our enchanting. We're up to 16. That actually may do it. Let's look. Sweeping edge. And our sword. Boom. Very, very good. Now we're just building up to do our next diamond pick. Of course, we don't have the diamonds, but that doesn't stop us from racking up the XP, does it? Oh man, that was where the bow was supposed to go. Good workout, just climbing ladders. Seeds need to go back out. That'll give us a good chance to check how our farm lag is doing, whether that was laptop or bees or what. Cows, seem pretty good so far. Well, can't complain at the moment. That looks almost good, but I don't know that we need to right now, right? Let's just leave it. We're heading to the Nether. And we don't need to. I know. Are you excited? Are you excited, buddy? We got a name tag for you. Oh, we can do it right now. So the big question is it going to be S'more or S'mores for his name? I'm gonna put that here. The singular makes a lot of sense, but the treat is. I think it's s'more, right? It's got to be s'more. You eat a s'more, right? You may eat s'mores, but you eat a s'more at a time. You cook a s'more at a time. What's up, buddy? Oh, are you happy now? You got a name tag just like Guava and Salty? Oh, good times indeed. All right, well, that was unexpectedly wild. Let's get our. Do we just gear up right now? Definitely don't want that. We definitely don't want that. We want all that. We want that. If we're... Oh, we don't need the... Well, see, that's the deal. Well, we'll be able to get enough to finish off our gateway without using more water, right? What am I? Oh, yeah, here. Let's not die because we ran out of apples, huh? I don't know how many we can realistically get, but we should end up with well over a stack. That's 8 plus 1. 26 apples? Makes me feel pretty good. We're one nugget short of another apple, but that's all right. We're just that much closer the next time we do it. Oh, how you spin it? I guess we could take these out. Since we cleaned up the others, but whatever. We got time and room. Now, we're going into the Nether. We'll have our one axe. I don't even know that we need it. I mean, maybe if we're in the midst of like a Crimson Forest or something. So I guess we'll bring it along. But there's not much in, like, even if we find another fortress early. What are you doing, dude? Sorry, but we don't have to welcome trespassers anymore. And we took your stuff. Boom. And maybe our first grass block. I don't think we've used this. We had these 2 silk touch golden shovels that we've been sitting on the whole game. Like, maybe we'll run into some puzzle and then we'll boat all the way back and get them. No, you know what? Not yet. We'll keep our water. We'll grab a bunch. Then we'll pull some back, right? We're going to want our space for obsidian to finish out. And we'll just, want some free hand room when we get started over there. But just like last time, we're going to want to be able to kind of protect our portal so it doesn't get smashed by a gassed fireball or something and put us right back into harm's way. How's our timing? Just over an hour. I mean, that's the real. It's a real trick, isn't it? We've got to decide if we start, with an hour and just take a peek and try not to die before we then run back and start another episode where we do real. Maybe we'll kind of, after we get some of this done, maybe we'll push this approach out before we really get in. We'll kind of unapologetically cliffhanger you guys, but just for the purpose of storage sense. I wonder if my video, I'll have to take a look at that. So, system gladly sent me a notification in the midst of this. I wonder if that's a part of it, that the amount of just video on my drive, I may have to start offloading to external. That's kind of a priority. Okay, so wider ranging obsidian farm. Just remember, and I think we've kind of talked about this before. With efficiency 5, it's not nearly the deal it is when you just have a pick, but you want to be pressed up for just that reason. You don't know which way the lava may flow underneath it, but don't expect that it's just a single block deep when you convert a lake like that. Oh. And I like to start by getting somewhere where I've broken an actual stone block first and then drop down and work from the side. For one thing, it does allow you to catch the obsidian better. Um, but another is it makes sure that there's no lava, low but moving away, because very likely in one of these directions the lava continues at a lower level, and if you just drop one, that can be right there, but it could also be back behind under a stone pillar, and then you're flowing back in on your feet. Things get bad. Oh, that's definitely something we don't we don't want to end up in the Nether with no torches. Um, yeah, I'm really tempted to at least clear from these steps back right now. Free up, and then just do the Nether as kind of a clean start on the next episode. That may keep this one pretty short, but hey, we've been over long on a few, so we're frankly a bit due. But one thing I'm very concerned about, what I don't want to do, and this isn't trying to bait you guys or anything like that, but where we've been a little off and on laggy, to say the least, I don't want to end up trying to load the nether, and having a hang that causes us to end up unable to move as the lava slowly trickles down on our heads, or anything like that. I want to kind of be ready as we take on the nether, but I think we don't need to stop right at an hour. So fair warning. I think we'll at least just trim back to the stairs that go up to that spawner and that lava lake. They'll eventually probably be freestanding. We'll work something out. It'll be fine. We'll kind of work through that obsidian as needed. But yeah, just kind of make a little more of an expansion here, and look forward with anticipation to our wonderful upcoming nether exploration. So let's think back. For anybody who didn't have the good or ill fortune, you can always watch the last episode of our last world and see the unfortunate demise, but we can kind of talk through the fun of it here. So we got through, and in every case, my priority, you step into the portal, which we will light here before we go. So you can step through, and then your whole world goes blurry for a minute, and then it resets, and you pop back out in this lava-y dark underworld that's sort of hellish, or it's that kind of, it's an underworld, but they without having a real elaborate lore, I guess, around it. It's another dimension that looks, fire and brimstone kind of stuff, right? So it looks very hellish, but I think in a overt effort not to step on any religious sentiments whatsoever, they refrain from referring to it as a hell at all. And that makes sense. For one thing, as a game that is widely available to children, they don't want a bunch of parents freaking out like, what are you doing? You guys are a bunch of Satanists trying to teach my kid it's cool to go to hell. So that's one reasonable concern. Another is that might as well, right? Just to get space. Another I guess it's not. That's the concern, right? Don't let the sensitivities of families or values for young children that may say, hey, this is. And again, I grew up in an era when uh, backmasking of lyrics on rock and roll records was supposedly still a thing. That, if you played an Ozzy Osbourne record backwards at the right speed, supposedly you could hear some jarbled words that were supposed to say, hail Satan or something like that. And it's in his persona, Ozzy loved it. Tons of extra record sales of kids trying to find the secret hidden message. But as a guy who was just trying to make it as a musician and was, at the time he was absolutely killing it. But he's trying to come up with gimmicks just like your favorite streamer or YouTube content creator is, to keep their name visible for others. So, plays right into the hands, and how much those artists actually represent that without caring about the nefarious stuff. I don't know. Maybe maybe he was carefully concocting the lyrics of his songs to secretly try to make unwary listeners who would never, right, like, what, you think that just by hearing unintelligible stuff in a backwards playthrough, and I think this was the serious argument, was that kids were being unintentionally exposed to these hidden messages because they would listen to the music forward and at real speed, and somehow the unintelligible lyrics, those normal lyrics that you're just hearing, you're hearing me talk, right? But if somebody played that back and was like, okay, so yeah, if you listen to the last sentence, it says that baked Alaska is the best dessert, and that's brainwashing, because what the unsuspecting audience doesn't know is that they're being presented with this message, and their brain is somehow deciphering it, even though you're just hearing me say, hey, we need to go to the nether, let's be careful, or whatever. I don't know, but I do think it's entirely dubious to think that artists who are just concerned with making a record, a single, whatever, that will sell to the market, are, and it's hard enough. You talk to anybody or read any biography or interview with any performer, they'll tell you it is tough work to get a hit, and once you've had one, it's even tougher to keep in the hits. It's what makes groups like the Beatles, I say groups, or Nirvana, Michael Jackson, Stones. I'm going early, but it's anyone who has these prolonged careers and keep producing, and they have their fair share of critics, right? People say, oh, they're sellouts or whatever. Well, yeah, but they're also continuing to sell albums when so many more become these one-hit wonders, and that's a lot. It's hard to get your first hit, much less your 12th. And yeah, if people are starting to say that, oh, it doesn't sound fresh or something like that, well, yeah, now you've gotten a formula, and you're gonna keep using it. But to assume that then they would risk that by just trying to pick lyrics that would have a message backwards, it always seems silly. And again, that stuff doesn't go. But there are people out there who, at the time were, very responsive to that, and then became a lot of, in addition there, and it wasn't solely that, and it wasn't, I'm not trying to make out parents that are concerned for the welfare of their kids, or people that have, religious values and say, hey, that shouldn't be included, that they're the enemy or bad or anything like that. But I think that does explain part of why Minecraft doesn't make direct reference to the Nether being any kind of a hell or a hell-like thing. To keep the what is it, Y7 or whatever, the the rating age on the game itself, they don't want to have any overlap. It's not demonic, it's not satanic. There's plenty of RPG type games and stuff like that that deal exactly with that kind of content, and they'll gladly leave it to those games and continue to serve their target audience. And so yeah, you can have something that looks pretty hell like wow hell like, and isn't it isn't it doesn't have any of it's not, there's not hauntings, there's not ghosts in Minecraft, but there are scary zombies and skeletons and creepers, things that are bad guys. They're coming to try to get you, but they don't have any overt spiritual connotation or anything that could be considered as um, I don't know, is sacrilegious right? I don't know, that may be still too extreme. I don't know, but just things to be aware of. So we were just kind of outlining the Nether, right, and what we try to plan for or count for. So and again, anybody who's already been there, and you've been there a million times, you're an expert. Don't worry, this is just for the people who may not play Minecraft and may just be finding this for content. So yeah, and we'll go through a portal. We'll get into the Nether. We'll try to have a quick look around and evaluate where we've where we've emerged and what the threats are in that particular space, and then we will quickly look to bunker ourselves in. Kind of. There's, I guess there's no ghosts, but there's ghasts, and they're big, puffy, floating marshmallow-looking mobs that shoot these exploding fireballs. There's something you kind of want to be aware of and need to adapt to, and they can certainly take you out. Even when you know them and are prepared, if they catch you and either break a shelf that you're standing on and drop you a long way into lava, or if they knock you off because it's blast damage, so it can move you, any of that kind of stuff can be significantly catastrophic. So we'll try to avoid as much as possible there. I think we're close. Let's again. How much time did we manage to kill there? It's early. Oh, this is exactly the time. Quarter after an hour of recording. So with about 45 minutes, this is where I will decide. Yeah, we've been playing okay. We haven't had any real hiccups or delays, pauses, and let's go. And then we'll either we'll freeze up and we'll lose the world, or I'll get sucked in once we get over to the other side, and we'll look up and 3 hours of video is now recorded and ready to be uploaded. Either way, let's light. Ooh, here we go. We got a portal. Are you guys getting excited? I'm excited. Yeah, we're going to put the obsidian away. Maybe there's a chance that you would need a little bit more obsidian, but if a ghast fireball does, you just have the poor fortune that ghast happens to be right there, catches you before you can get up a safety wall around your portal, and breaks it, they will, I don't think I've ever seen that they break the obsidian as a result of that immediately. Okay, we got 3 stacks. We got our food. Oh, let's eat and top off, just in case again. What else could we possibly need to think about before we go? This is your chance, because I think we're gonna we're gonna break. And again, in terms of content, I hope this doesn't seem like a tease, because the both episodes should be up together in fairly short order. So I hope this isn't a real conflict. But I think cleansing reboot. Oh, let's go see. Just see. I don't think there's anything he could have that we want. Ooh, this would be a good chance to demo the depth strider. So see how, yeah, we're not swimming, we're still walking, but see how much quicker that goes underwater. We don't have that, you feel it when you're wading in a pool or something and you've got to push through the thicker water. I don't think we need any of that, but it was fun to see you. And I got to show off my boots. And you can see it's almost, it's not as fast as this swimming. That'll always be quicker. But here, unless you're already swimming, you can't start swimming on one deep water. So if you have a big, swamp or lake or something where you don't have a chance to get into the swimming position, that's a good way to manage it. Since maybe we should do the wheat too. Now, not only am I saying, yeah, we're gonna break for the episode, but why don't we do some more really boring? Oh, we won't do the wheat because we don't have room for it. But we will load this stuff away. Yeah, smart. At least we got to name you. If things go horribly wrong, know that you are a loved kitty. You had a happy home and you had a name before it all went wrong. The last thing I'm seeing here is I know I did this. I was like, oh yeah, well let's just put that there. But no, we're not gonna waste space. I don't even think we need an extra one. If we mine through 3, yeah, we may dump some stuff along the way if we really get to explore. Well, we'll come back with whatever cobble extra stuff that we have. We'll come back before we do that. Any other preparation stuff that we need? Team, let's evaluate and regroup. We've got our axe in case another situation. We've got a backup flint and steel. What we mainly need, and we don't need that on our toolbar. I think we want double stone just to be ready to go. Shovel for sand or gravel. Axe, just in case we need to start doing anything. But it would be more likely to be like a nether rack or something along those lines than a quartz. We can work around that. So I think we're about as equipped there as we can be. We got our fully juiced weapons. Our armor's good. We even have fire prots, so we're more ready than last time. As many torches as we can realistically carry. Full food and good apples. I think we're pretty well set. Let's just like whenever it was. I don't know what we were doing on that other, right? But let's breathe deep, savor the not there. And in fact, let's sleep now because I don't want to forget. I always like to sleep before the nether because if you end up spending a lot of time down there, time will continue to pass and you can, get mobbed by phantoms or, all that kind of stuff when you come back up. Not that we won't be in our home, but just something to be aware of that, hey, if you can start with a full timer and you don't have to deal with them, even more so for the end, because then if your last bed, you'll always pop to your last bed, right? That's a good situation to be in, unless you've been wandering across the countryside to find the stronghold the first time and you keep breaking your bed to carry it with you, which you probably want to do. You don't want to breadcrumb beds across the whole overworld, on what could be a couple 1,000 block journey to get to a stronghold. But then usually you don't want to backtrack all the way back. That's another situation where you very often will want to use the nether. Once you've found it, just note the coordinates before you go so that you know where you're going to get back to. And the next time, instead of, bashing your way through the overworld, sometimes it's really close, sometimes it's not a deal at all. With us, with so much ocean, we may be able to boat there, but once you've got those coordinates, if it is a long way, you just put a new portal by the stronghold, and we'll do, no matter how far or close it is, we could even end up putting a portal over at the lodge. Just, you drop down into wherever we end up. We'll make kind of a hub there, and you go, it's probably a couple hundred blocks between our base and the lodge. So you go, 40 maybe, and that's it. Just pop out in the nether, walk 40 blocks, pop back in, and you're at the lodge right there, and you put that upstairs right in it. Portals are fun if we can get to show that content off. So hopefully that will be a deal. I'm just talking right now because we've got, for once, we are exceptionally good on time. We are going to come in at just under a half hour, but I think with that being said, let's go ahead and wrap up here. I'm feeling ready. Also try World of Goo. To me, that sounds goo. It sounds like a cross between Goo Goo Dolls and Foo Fighters. Boy named Foo, something like that. I don't know. I'm sure there's a World of Goo something. It means something to somebody. You can't hit on all of them, and I don't know what that one is. So, without further ado, let's wrap this up. And knowing that this this may be the last happy ending, if things go wrong, we could be wrapping up the next one in tears. Let me sincerely thank you guys once again. I appreciate everybody that stuck through for the fifth world so far. I hope it's just the beginning, but we're at a precipice. The next one will probably be a little bit adventurous, so we'll do our best to prepare and have some fun while we make a secure entry into the next dimension. Take a break, just like I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of clear my head, get a little bit unwound, and just take some breaths. But I'll be back. At the same IRL day. I want to do this. I don't want to wait. And but yeah, stretch your legs, get your body moving for a little bit. Drink a glass of water, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do, whatever your body's telling you it needs. Listen to it. Just kind of go, yeah, am I thirsty? Have I had a glass of water in a while? Let's be sure to stay hydrated and keep moving. But that's going to be the kind of things I do. I'm going to check. I don't know if it's kind of just been off and on rain. It poured, by the way, because we got so much extra time. It poured last night. We'd had some kind of storms off and on, and I wrapped up, fairly. I had done, I think our last episode kind of got a little later actually into the evening, but it was nighttime, but not super night, a little artificially dark because of the rain. But I was just unwinding, not doing anything video gamey after I'd wrapped up. Had quite a bit. I think I commented that was a lot of hours of gameplay in a row. So kind of detached, unwound, and I didn't really go back outside other than kind of poking my head out and looking around because it was constantly off and on raining. But then it just started to pour. By the time I was going to bed, it was just like raining hard nonstop for an extended period of time, and that's not something we get a whole lot of here. We'll have cloudy days, but it'll be bands of rain, not just soakers. So that was a kind of unusual interest thing that's been off and on. So I'm going to check outside, see what we've got, soak up a little more humidity before we dive into that nether that's spinning around behind the thanks for watching slide. So take care of yourselves. Enjoy the outdoors for a minute or two or a few hours or days. My videos will be waiting for you when you come back. And next time we dive in. Take care. Bye.